pushing out. Holy shit! Nice ass. 1v3. You got this.
Could have been in the post. That's clean. Instant headshot. Fights offsite.
What?
They'll try to torn.
What's the wrong with that?
JL's looking for the swing.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
He finds her the smoke. Deagle shot connects.
Oh my god, what a shot! That was a headshot!
Will hop up on jungle. Huge advantage here for Wonderful.
What the fuck?
In the world of competitive Counter-Strike, every second counts. A single flick, a mistimed smoke, or simply by being in the wrong place at the wrong time. This competitive landscape has been dominated by men since the dawn of time. But in early 2025, a group of women changed that narrative simply by being too good for their own gender. They were called Imperial FE, a roster of 5 women who refused to accept the boundaries of expectations. Playing under the Imperial Esports organization, the players Anna, Tori, 23, Kat, and Sass weren't new to competition. They had already conquered the women's leagues, winning the biggest female tournament, ESL Impact, 8 times in a row. And as they kept dominating, one question started to bubble beneath the surface. Could this team actually compete against the very best in the world? But before we answer this question, consider subscribing. Most of you aren't subscribed, so if you like the video, just quickly go down and subscribe, as I'm trying to reach 7,000 subs before the end of the year. Oh, and I made a Discord server, so consider joining. I host giveaways from time to time. That chance arrived in January 2025, when Imperial FE received an invitation to the Blast Bounty Season 1 Close Qualifiers, a tournament filled with some of the best men's teams on the planet. A revolutionary tournament that let the bottom 16 rated teams choose their opponent, which had to be in the top 16 rated teams. And Imperial FE had balls of steel, as they chose none other than Natus Vencer, the legendary powerhouse who'd won a major just a year prior. But the decision from Valve to invite female teams wasn't taken lightly by the community. You see, Valve had changed how you would qualify for tournaments by removing the RMR system, now introducing the VRS system. This simply meant that to get invites to the biggest tournaments, you had to place high in other tournaments, which would in turn grant you VRS points that would rank you on a world ladder. And for some reason, female tournaments was giving so many VRS points. And which team was dominating this? Imperial FE. No one expected Imperial FE to stand a chance. Analysts predicted a stomp, the kind of one-sided match that disappears quietly into the archives, never to be talked about again. But as match day arrived, something would happen that would surprise everyone. From the first few rounds, Imperial FE came out swinging.
23 on the entry, got a player into the corner. Yes, that's off. They don't want to go for it just yet. Zaz could have been in the post.
Oh, it's clean.
Instant headshot. No, not 5. 1 away.
Their confidence was infectious, and the community could feel it, and so could Navi. They didn't win, of course. The scoreline read 13-7 on Ancient and 13-8 on Mirage, a 2-0 sweep for Navi. But Imperial FE had done the impossible. They made one of the world's best teams sweat.
The response looking to hold on to the ramp control, but Anna's got her op kill, then swapping to the Tech 9. And this is where she does her best work. Multiple players of the year, and she goes, maybe, no repeat just yet, delays, and almost posts the clutch.
And even more than that, they had made history. The match reached nearly 500,000 viewers at its peak, the most watched match involving a women's Counter-Strike team ever. Reddit and X exploded with praise. Professional players like Kerrigan and Fallen called their performance insane, and YouTube would get filled with incredible clips of the Imperial FE plays, like Hat's insane Deagle clutch.
The smoke, Deagle shot connects, advantage here for Wonderful. Oh!
With the rare inspect cat and the 1 dig.
And for a brief moment, it wasn't about gender, it was just about Counter-Strike. Of course, it was clear that Navi wasn't taking this serious at all, but still, Imperial FE had shown the world that they actually had the skill to win rounds against the very best. Unfortunately, Imperial FE were eliminated from the tournament, but just as it looked like it was their only shot, an invitation would come in the mail. They received an invitation to another milestone tournament, IEM Katowice 2025, one of the most prestigious tournaments in esports history. It would mark the first time an all-female team played in a Tier 1 Counter-Strike event, a potential first female win against a male team. But fate intervened. Their in-game leader, Tori, was denied a visa and couldn't attend the tournament, and therefore, in her place, the team's coach Bubble had to step in, breaking the all-female composition that made them so symbolic in the first place. They would match up against Furia, going behind 11-3, and everyone was just thinking that this match was over. But I don't know what changed, but these girls would turn up the heat.
Cello on his luck, 20 and 8 Cello. You gotta watch out, he's gonna come behind.
For Zaz, that molly forces her and she will secure the kill. And for now, and can look to apply a bit more pressure. There's and the double up, and the rotate. Imperial are entering that flow state. Oh man, that is a crazy opener. 23 has been a monster over towards Palace. Zaz farms up the kills down in middle, and there's 23.
The mini where Imperial.
And you wouldn't have believed it, but everything's coming up for Imperial.
Pushing any tier 1 team into overtime is insane, and for a female squad, it was totally bonkers. And Imperial FE had just done the impossible. Would they be able to steal a map away from Furia?
As is Anna's on this save. Oh, she can't get away with the AWP.
Goes through, playing off the flash, but can't get her bearings on Keserato, and there's Fallen holding the line. It's now all eyes on Zaz. This backstab has been a long time coming. Plant denied with 30 seconds left. They've entrusted this to Zaz in the clutch. Caught in the open, but able to reposition. Zaz getting tricky with it. Up and over the smokes. Right now, but she's making this happen, and it's just Fallen left to beat. Two most experienced players on either side of their rosters. Zaz versus Fallen. Nade on the soul. She plays right through it.
Bubble back to regulation. A 4v5 in middle as Furia look to run this one home. It's Yuri in the sandwich with a nice spray. Orb will not connect, and Anna full blind. This might be the end of the line.
But it wasn't meant to be. Furia would win the map 13-16, and they would win the next map 13-1. But still, the gap between women's and men's Counter-Strike, long assumed to be unbridgeable, suddenly looked smaller, proving that possibly a women's tier 1 win wasn't that far away. But after this tournament, they seemingly vanished. But why? This would be the highest they would reach on the VRS ladder. They would only finish top 4 at the ESL Impact Season 7, pushing their rating down into the top 200. The team is still playing in mixed leagues and have qualified for the ESL Impact Season 8, the last tournament of its kind, as female tournaments have been deemed economically unsustainable by ESL, which is quite sad. But it made me think, has any other female ever played in a tier 1 or pro level before? And it seems like most of the female stories suggest that the good female players have switched to Valorant. So maybe female Counter-Strike is on the way out, no one knows. But still, Imperial FE's story isn't just about stats or trophies, it's about what they represent. Someday, there will be a female player that will be able to play at a tier 1 level. And who knows, this day might just be earlier than we think. If you like this video, you'd probably like some of my other documentaries about other esports teams. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.